Hello everyone. Welcome to the class of economics. Today we will discuss the second chapter of class 9 economics, that is people as resource. In this chapter we will focus on human resources as an asset for the economy rather than a liability, or population as an asset for the economy rather than a liability. Here in this topic, people as resource, you can see there are two terms, people and resource. People here refers to population. Population as a whole. We are not talking about any sample population. We are talking about population as a whole. And resource. What kind of resources? We are not talking about natural resources or some non-renewable resources. We are talking about such resources which can be transformed into benefit or asset. Okay. So benefit to whom? Benefit to population. Talking about population, we can broadly classify population into two groups, dependent population and working population. The dependent population is defined as that part of the production, a population that does not work and relies on others for the goods and services they consume. So, dependent population do not work and they relies on the income of other people. Okay, so dependent population is our liability. Working population refers to people who are willing and eligible to work and are working. Okay, so working population are our asset. So in this chapter we will discuss how can we convert this dependent population from liability to assets. Okay, now let me ask you a question. You are a student right now. Are you a liability for your parents or asset for your parents? Yes, you are a liability for your parents. Why? Because you are not contributing anything in economic development of your family. Okay? So what are your parents doing here? They are investing on your education and health so that in near future you would be an asset to your family as well as to our nation. Now coming back to my point, the resources which we are talking are something which can be transformed into benefit, right, or asset. Now what is this? We are talking about skills, knowledge and experience possessed by an individual. So a stock of skills, knowledge, experience is your human capital. Okay, and the process of transforming people into workers is known as human capital formation. Like your parents are investing money on your education and health, and you are also investing your time effort so that in the near future you would be an asset for the society as well as to our nation, right? And you are going to utilize your skill and abilities for economic gain, right? So this process of investment is called human capital formation. Okay, human capital formation. Now, where are we going to utilize human resources? Like I have mentioned, we will be utilizing human resources for economic gain, right? Or in other words, on economic activities. What is economic activity? Activity related to production and consumption of goods and services for economic gain. So any activities which are done for monetary gain or economic gain or for profit is your economic activity. Okay, and activity which are done out of love, out of affection, out of emotion are your non-economic activities. For example, services provided by your mother, services provided by housewife to her husband, are an example of non-economic activities. Okay, so non-economic activities are not included in the calculation of national income, whereas economic activity are included in the estimation of national income. So remember, economic activity are those activities which are done for monetary gain or economic gain or for profit. Now let us see what are the types of economic activities. There are three types of economic activities: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Let's see what is primary sector. Primary sector has a direct relationship with nature. Okay, and what we do here is we extract resources from nature. Okay, so it involve the extraction and the production of resources provided by nature. Example: agriculture, fishing, lumbering, mining, etc. Under secondary, we transform or change the form of natural product, okay, through ways of manufacturing. For example, sugarcane are transformed to sugar. Using sugar we can make sugar or gur, right? So here sugarcane are transformed to sugar. So in the secondary sector, some manufacturing is required to transform or change the form of natural product, and therefore secondary sector is also known as industrial sector. Next is tertiary sector. Under tertiary sector, we give aid or support for the production. Tertiary sector provides support or say services to primary sector and secondary sector. Suppose I have an agriculture product and I want to transport to some other region. What will I do? I will use I will use transportation, right? And this transportation is tertiary sector because we are providing services or support to primary sector. And unlike primary sector and secondary sector, tertiary sector produce or generate what? Services. And therefore it is also called the service sector. For example, teacher, doctor, washerman, barber, cobblers are an example of tertiary sector. When we talk about human resources, it is very important that there should be gender parity because until and unless both gender are at par, development of society of the society cannot work on, right? However, it's a kind of customary system that has been going on all through generation. We says men at field and women for domestic chores. So it's a kind of division of labor that started as society started to develop. Usually men were paid good for services. Men were paid higher than women, and usually women work in such a place where there is no job security, where employment are characterized by irregularity and low income, where basic facilities like maternity leave, childcare, and other social security system are missing. Okay, and the reason why women are paid low is because majority of women have low education and skill. Since women majority of women have low education and skill formation, they are paid lower than men. Okay, however women with high education and skill formation are paid at par with the men. So this is the end of the first part of the second chapter. See you in the next part. Till then, take care. Bye bye.